Well, I was bored out of my mind. That's the simple answer. And as I was getting older, I thought if I'm ever going to write a novel, I better do it. And there was I had an epiphany. I had made an ad pitch to Volkswagen, and the ad manager took my first idea on a storyboard and flung it across the conference room like a frisbee. And although I did end up selling a campaign, it was a frustrating experience, another frustrating experience. And I stopped to visit my father on the way home, and he was wearing a Nine Inch Nails T-shirt and jeans and sandals, and I was wearing a blue blazer and a shirt and tie, and I felt like the dad, and he was the kid, and he was writing a novel and was very excited about it. And I thought he's doing something he loves, and I'm not. So, I think that was the day. And a couple months later, I started writing Quiver, and on the strength of it, got an agent and a publisher. Well, I think it's inevitable, and I can't really escape his long shadow, and I accept it. I got into his profession, and so I take the consequences. But I would say that being around my dad all my life, he obviously influenced me, and I could hear his advice over and over again. Let your characters tell the story. Keep it simple. Don't overwrite these kinds of things. So I tell the story really, the way I do it. And I think that I look at the world in a similar way to the way my father did. Well, he loved Hemingway,
No.
and he actually copied Hemingway when he began. He would put a piece of paper over uh, a Hemingway story page, and he would write it the way he wanted to write it. And so that's how he learned to write. And my dad said, "Well, if you're going to write, you're gonna copy someone. You're going to try to emulate someone, and that's just the way it is. Every writer who begins has somebody else in mind, someone else's style and sound." And I think that was helpful to hear. But regarding Hemingway, my dad said he didn't have a sense of humor, and my father was a very funny guy, and you can see it in his prose.